Hello everybody, Mrs. Tamita here. Today in art class we are going to continue learning about Ming Dynasty pottery. So if you can remember back, Ming Dynasty pottery is a historical Chinese art form, meaning that it is from the past and it was made in the country of China. We looked at how all of Ming Dynasty pottery contains blue and white for its colors, and the designs are mostly inspired by nature. So you'll see lots of leaves and flowers and animals like dragons or birds. So today what we are going to do is we are going to create our own Ming Dynasty inspired drawing. I'll show you in this video how to draw both dragons and birds, and you can choose which one you would like to do. I'm going to be drawing dragons first, but if you would prefer to learn how to draw a bird, you can fast forward past the dragon part. And remember, since this is a video, you can pause it and rewind it as much as you need to while you're working. So first I'm going to show you how to draw a dragon. You're going to want to have your paper sideways instead of tallways. So turn your paper sideways, and I'm using a Sharpie just so you can see my lines a little bit better, but you should use a pencil in case you need to erase. So our first step to draw a dragon is to draw a backward C on the left side of your paper. Then I am going to draw two lines that go up and down on either side of the C. And I think I'll make this line a little bit taller. Next, I'm going to draw two horizontal lines, or two lines that go side to side, coming from the end of those ones. And my next step is to connect these two lines with a zigzag. Doesn't have to be a perfect zigzag, it can be a little wild and a little crazy because, after all, it is the head of a dragon. Next, I will add an eye. You can draw an eye like I'm drawing here, or if you prefer to do your own style, you could definitely do your very own way of drawing your dragon eye. My next step is to add teeth. So I will draw some triangles or like a zigzag line inside of my dragon's mouth. Not too big though, because we need room for the tongue. To draw the tongue, I'm going to draw a curvy line, and then draw a second one that mirrors it. And remember, if I'm ever going too fast, you can just go ahead and pause the video if you need some extra time for a step. Now we're going to do the body. I'm going to start at the top of the head and draw a super curvy line. The bigger the curve, the more movement it looks like the dragon has. Now I'm drawing a second line that copies the first one and ends up at the tail. To add a little more detail to the body, I'm going to show where its belly is. Now, to do that, I am going to kind of split this curvy shape in half. And it could help to kind of trace it with your finger a little bit first. And it also helps if you start at the end of the tail instead of in the middle of the head. So I'm just drawing a third line that splits that body in half to show where my belly is. And now I'm going to add some details on the belly just by adding some lines to give it some texture. And now I'll just add a few more details. I'm going to add spikes on its back by drawing kind of like a slanted zigzag line. If you prefer to just do bigger triangles or a regular zigzag, that is totally fine. So along its whole back, I added some spikes. And if you want to, you can add some on the head too. And there is my completed dragon. Remember, if you need to pause the video while you're working, you can pause the video. No big deal. If you need to go back and rewatch some parts, you can rewatch some parts. Now in this part of the video, I'm going to show you how to draw birds. So if you just wanted to draw a dragon, you don't have to watch this part. And remember, since this is a video, you can pause it and rewind it as much as you need. So to begin with, notice that my paper is sideways, and I'm just using a Sharpie so you can see my lines better. You should use pencil. my first step is to draw the letter U. And then that is kind of the belly of the bird. If I want my bird to be looking to the side, I'll continue one line up so it hooks all the way over. And now this is the tip of the beak. So I just need to connect the beak to the rest of the body. So there's a basic bird shape, and now I can add details like the line where the beak is. I will add a little eye. For this one, I want it to be plain, but you can do your own style. I will also add some wings and some feet. And for my last detail, I'll add some tail feathers showing to the side a little bit. And you'll notice after I've drawn this bird, I have a big blank space on my paper still. So I will draw a second bird, starting with a U again, but maybe this time I want my bird to be facing the side a little bit more. So I hooked its beak downwards, and now I'm connecting that line all the way over to the other side of the U. And just like last time I drew a line for the beak, I added an eye, and now I'm just drawing one wing because my bird is facing to the side. And here are its feet and a few little tail feathers. And this is just one style of drawing birds. There's lots of different ways. So here is an idea sheet that if you want to, you can pause the screen on if you would like to just look at some other ideas and see other ways to draw birds. You could definitely use one of these, but I would just keep it to either one or two birds, not too many. So here are my birds and my dragon. Just choose one style to do and just draw for today. You do not need to worry about coloring. Have fun, everybody.